Hey, welcome back to Origami Snowman. Snow. I just got back from the dentist. Half of my face is very numb. This is me trying to whistle. It's not bad considering half of my lip is broke. You know what? I feel bad. I feel bad on. Oh, I feel bad usually. That's just kind of my default setting. I feel bad for giving up on my 4-in-1. Nope, four in a row. My four putts in a row. I got mad because if you saw the last video, you know how it went. It didn't. And so I decided you know what? I got time. I got the dentist wrapped up early. I don't have to be on my afternoon wrap for a little bit. And I'm certainly not going to be eating lunch with this floppy face of mine. So, you know what? Why don't I distract myself with some more frustration, with more golf, more desert golf? Holy cannoli. This is not a hard hole, you guys. This, this should have been done a while ago, and probably in the last video. So I decided I'm going to try it again. Let's give me another shot. Look at that masterful mastery of the thing. All right, here we go. Hole in one, hole in one, hole in one. How great would it be if this video was like 4 minutes long? Just me with a floppy face and then 444, boom, 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 hole in one, hole in one, hole in one. That would be the most ridiculous thing ever. And we're already up to 2. We got 2 in a row. That's not too shabby. So looks like we're gonna be on the way to 3. Oh, did I overdo it? I may have overdone it. I may have been, oh, nope. I was not overzealous. I was just the perfect amount of, get right out of town. Shut your stupid mouth. Oh my gosh, if I screw this up, I'm going to put my head down gently and cry. Okay, we're fine. We're still okay. We're still okay. No, you stupid. No, sticky ball physics. That is the worst. That is the worst. That is the worst. No, that is so painful and frustrating. I'm drooling all over. Because my flappy lip. That is that is the worst thing. That is I'm so oh, I'm so hurt. I feel like this is for real. This is such a typical situation for me to be in. You know, I put in the time. They say, 80% of success is showing up. Well, what's the other 20%? Because that's what I show up. I'm here. I am always here. I am here. 7 years I've been driving a school bus. I've never once missed a day. I'm there. I show up. Reliability is kind of my thing. So what's the other 20%? Is it luck? Because I do not have that. That is absolutely, if you know what though, here's the thing. I think I do have luck, but I think I spent it all. I do, because to be honest, I've had a pretty decent life. My life's not bad. My life's actually pretty great. My wife is incredible. My kids are amazing. I have a job that I absolutely love. How many people can get that lucky? Like, for real? Not many. So, when I joke around and I say I'm not a lucky person, yeah, you know what? The dice rarely roll my way, but I think I spent all of my positive RNG, random number generator for all of you nerds, my positive RNG on my current life setup. I think, a wife as amazing as mine, kids as amazing as mine, a job that I love. I think yeah. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's where all my luck went. So I'm not going to complain. However, hole in one, you're welcome. Thank you, world, for being here for me and enjoying this ride with me. Yeah, so you know what? I'll keep showing up, even if the dice don't roll my way. But that's 2 right there. Let's see what happens with this third one. Looks like I got to the lip and it stalled. That's fine. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not going to get upset. I will later. I'll get upset a little bit later. So this time, here's what I did. I set a timer on my phone for an hour and a half. So buckle in. You guys already know how long this video is. I doth not. So look at that. There's a hole in one. That would have been 4. If I had just put a little extra juice on that last one. Oh, well. 4 in a row. That's tricky. Okay. There we go. 4 in a row. You know, when I start to talk, I know what I want to say. So when it comes out of my floppy mouth, it sounds like what I want it to be. But there's a real good chance that nothing I'm saying makes any sense to you. I know what the words are. I know what I'm saying. But I feel like maybe I sound like Jodie Foster in that movie Nell, you know, where she had that, like, her own little gibberish language. That's what it sounds like to me. Seriously, how do I know I'm not? I feel like I'm chewing on my lip. My lip is definitely, definitely outside of my face right now. It's out there where it should be. But it still feels like I'm chewing on it. I don't like it. Holy cow! I was shaking my face and I didn't even see the ball bounce back. All right, let's get this hole in one out of the way real quick, so then we'll set up nicely for the. Or we just, a 3, hole in 3. That'll be fine. That'll work. That'll be okay. All right, there we go. 3. This next one is gonna be a hole in 1. Here, we can do that. I can do that. That's never mind. 2 is good. 2 is par. I think these are all par 2, which I'm sorry, I don't agree, but whatever. It's fine. Maybe on average. Yeah, that was never gonna happen. Oh, somebody on my bus said I should just do a list of movie recommendations. I think that was Brecken. It was right before they dismissed this morning, so if I'm remembering that incorrectly, a lot of things happened right after that. It was Brecken. Yeah, it was Brecken. I remember looking up in the children's mirror and making eye contact with her and then telling her what I said 2 videos ago about me not ever taking anyone's recommendations. So Brecken, we'll do movie recommendations. You ready? Okay, yeah, if you get them, I'm real proud of you because I'm proud of you. Because that means you watched real far into a video where probably nothing happens. Okay, so let's see. Let's go genre by genre. We're going to start with sci-fi. I'm not going to say Star Wars or Star Trek or, the obvious ones. A good sci-fi movie. Let's see. What's a good one that you may... Well, right now, Dune 2 is about to come out, and they're getting all sorts of hype. But let's go old school. Let's go back and do the Ridley Scott classic Blade Runner. Wow. Let me just say, if you have never seen Blade Runner, it is fantastic. And that sucked. That was awful. Anyway, it's really, really good. It's nice. It's dark. It's just this side of depressing. Really, really good. And it has that great question at the end, depending on which version you watch. If you watched the original, the theatrical version, or I don't even know how many different versions of that movie they've released. The definitive director's cut, I think, is the last one that came out. That's the one you should watch. It's really, really good. That's another, and I know we talked earlier about book to movie adaptations, and I can't believe I didn't mention it, but that one is one of the better, examples of the movie being way better than the book. The book is called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? It's by Philip Dick. It's fine. It's great, but I would have preferred to have gone into it with no expectations, but I was expecting Blade Runner. and I didn't get Blade Runner. I got a very different story altogether. Blade Runner is awesome. It's just so good. So Blade Runner is super duper good. Let's do two more sci-fi movies. If you've never seen The Fifth Element, that is such a lot of fun. It's crazy. It's just a ridiculous movie, and it's really, really fun. Let's see, one other. I'll come back to it. I'll say. Well, no. Sci-fi. I'm gonna come back to it because I know there's one or two. Edge of Tomorrow. There we go. We'll go with Edge of Tomorrow. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan. He's a little destructive for my tastes. What I mean is, he's too into himself, and the stuff that he isn't great. So, but this movie is terrific. It's Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt. It's sort of a Groundhog Day, but with aliens. We'll just go with that. It's really, really good. Definitely check it out. It's fantastic. So those are sci-fi ones. Romantic comedies. My number one all-time favorite, Benny and June. Definitely watch Benny and June. 10 Things I Hate About You is a good one. That's, back in the day. That's an old one. Well, let's see. And I'm going to kick myself for leaving Annie out. But you know what? Hole in one. It's romantic. It's a comedy. Some people are going to say that's fantasy. The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride is one of probably my all-time favorite movie ever. Definitely, if you've never seen The Princess Bride, that's another one. The book is great. The movie's somehow even better. Just, yeah. So those are my romantic comedy picks. Now, since we just did Princess Bride and y'all are saying that's fantasy, let's do fantasy. You know what? Let's go way back. Let's go really corny, really like childish. You're going to watch it and you're going to say, what? But a great Saturday afternoon, like ridiculous movie, Willow. Holy cow. I don't know why, but I'm suddenly like, I want to watch Willow. It is so like, it's that sword and sorcerer kind of, hole in one. Sword and sorcerer kind of feel where it's, like enemies turned lovers, the tiny little guy saves the day, the secret princess, it's just got all the tropes, and it's oh man, it was made in a time when they were like, will it work? Will it? I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Maybe. And let's throw in Labyrinth for fantasy. That's another fun one. Same era. That's another great Saturday afternoon fantasy type movie. Bowie, you put Bowie in anything and I'm in. So we got Willow, we got Labyrinth. Let's see what other fantasy movies we got. Well, look at that. That was a slam dunk if ever there was one. Let's come back to that third fantasy film and let's get down the slope. There we go. Is that a number 2? Are we living in the fantasy that I just... Oh, yep, look at us in number 2. All right, can we do a number 3? Are we set up for a 3? Maybe. Nope. Oop, maybe. Nope. Too far. Too fast. Too furious. You know what? Let's say Jumanji. The original Jumanji. The original Jumanji is great, but I'm going to say Welcome to the Jungle is somehow even better. And for no other reason than Jack Black. Jack Black is so good in that movie. He's so good when he's trying to teach Karen Gilliam how to flirt. It is Oscar worthy. It is some of the best like acting I think that man has ever done ever. Jumanji, I'm calling it a fantasy because why not? let's see. Let's move on to another genre. Let's do just straight up. Let's do family comedies. How do we feel about family comedies? You want to watch something with your mom and dad? You don't want to have to explain to them what this or that or whatever teen slang is. Let's go with School of Rock. Since we're talking about Jack Black, I think about School of Rock at least once a week. I think that movie is so good. It's so funny. It never doesn't make me laugh. So that one's really, really great. What else? Boy. I for some reason if you give me a list, I'll pick them out. I'll say yeah. The Addams Family, the original Addams Family. Angelica Houston and Ron Julia. It's great. It is so good. I love the Addams Family. I love them as a concept. This holy. Okay, hang on. This is one of those buckle up and focus kind of moments. Matt's got to do his job. By the way, I'm Matt, if you didn't know. That's me. Okay, the Addams Family. How am I ever supposed to do that? Okay, it's fine. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I'm going to have to get a little up there. That's probably the height that I needed. Up over the lip. No. The Addams Family is a good family comedy. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. My kids are like teenagers now. We don't watch family comedies. They watch Dance Moms, and I watch Deadpool. So it's whatever. It is what it is. Let's talk. Let's talk about how about yeah. You know what? I mentioned it. Let's talk about superhero movies. My recommendations for superhero movies. I already talked about Deadpool 2, the super duper cut. It's like the director's cut. I think it's terrific. It's hilarious. I think the original Iron Man is pretty darn good. I like an origin story, although Thor, not great. Thor Dark World, not great. Ragnarok. If you've never seen Thor Ragnarok, it's terrific. The more you watch it, though, the more problematic it becomes. So we'll just say that. I'm not recommending that, but it's what other? There's got to be. Oh, you know what? Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. Not because of Christian Bale, not because of Batman, because of Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger is so good as the Joker. He is so genuinely good as the Joker in that role. He did win a posthumous Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. But when they announced him as the Joker, people were like, what? He's like a pretty boy. They didn't think it was going to work. And it worked. It worked so well. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say for like sort of thrillers, like, we'll say The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Another astonishing performance. I loved it because it's not a superhero movie. It's really not. This isn't about Batman. This is about the Joker. And it's such a beautiful story about how a struggling person can get lost in the world. What am I even doing? This is a nightmare. Like how he can get lost, and then we blame him for being lost when all the signs were there, when he was asking for help, and he couldn't find the help that he so desperately needed. It's a great, great movie. It's very sort of depressing, but also also pretty awesome. All right, how am I gonna do? I gotta figure this out. I need a little bit of. I'm gonna go up this way. I'm gonna get a little more height. But I don't want too much distance. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Are you kidding me? No! Flippity flappity poop. All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna learn from our mistakes. We're gonna little more scooch. There we go. Now we're gonna hike, and there we go. Into at least stop. There we go. All right, what other kind of movies? That's all. I've named all the kinds of movies. Oh, you know what? Um, let's go back in time and let's do some more sci-fi. 12 Monkeys. That's one that people have forgotten about. That's a nice weird sci-fi movie. And talk about weird sci-fi movies. Another hard to understand time travel movie, Donnie Darko. If you want to really just like confuse yourself, A Hole in One is a nice way to do it. But Donnie Darko, that's a great movie. It's trippy. You're not sure, is it a horror movie or it's so good. Other horror movies that are pretty good. I'm not a horror movie fan, not really. You've probably seen It. Those are great movies. Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright. I love Edgar Wright. Always makes me laugh. It's a terrific movie. Very much about community more than it is about the situation. And nice. And you gotta love that. Let's keep on the Edgar Wright train and talk about action movies. Let's stick with Edgar Wright. Let's go 3 Edgar Wright movies. I'm going to put them all in action, even though one of them is more comedy than action. Baby Driver, terrific movie. Unless you really, really have hangups about Kevin Spacey, which I get it if you do. He's not in it as much as he could be. But Baby Driver is terrific. Definitely give that a shot. And Hot Fuzz might be it's on my top 5 favorite movie list. Hot Fuzz, I can watch that anytime. You put that in, I will sit down and I will enjoy the crap out of it. It's great. And then Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's the one. It's sort of an action comedy, maybe even a little sci-fi, maybe a little fantasy. I don't know. It's a comic book movie based on a comic book, and it's great. Let's see, what else? That's one hole in one, and that's all I'm getting on that one. What other movies would I recommend? Let's do some nice, not drama, like just a nice, decent flick. Almost Famous. Cameron Crowe. It's semi-autobiographical. When he was a teenager, he went on tour with the Allman Brothers Band and wrote like an article about it for, I don't know what magazine. Cream magazine or something? I don't know. Anyway, so he retells this story about this kid who goes on tour with a rock band in the 70s and writes a whole piece about him for Rolling Stone magazine. And it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie, it just feels good. It makes everyone very nostalgic for the 70s. Even though the 70s actually kind of sucked. We got Star Wars out of it. That's pretty good. But and we got Me out of it. That's probably the best thing. But not everything was as wonderful and as rosy and as happy times as we like to think. But that movie is really terrific. Zooey Deschanel is so funny in that movie. Definitely check it out. What else? I'm thinking of the movies that I've purchased on iTunes that I'm just going down the list. Oh boy. You know what? If you like French films, check out the films of Jean-Pierre Jeunet. He did Amélie, Delicatessen. He did one of the Alien movies, which people hated, but that's fine, whatever. It wasn't that bad. Jean-Pierre Jeunet, he's really innovative. He's really interesting. He's sort of one of those fastidious directors who plans out every single shot. He doesn't shoot a scene that isn't going to be in the movie, because why bother wasting the money, right? He sort of has this gift for finding the interesting and the quirky and making it beautiful. Amélie. Check out Amélie. Be prepared to read it. Don't watch it with like the what's it called? Dub? The English dub. It's just not the same. These people, like, French is such a beautiful language, even if you don't know what they're saying. It's definitely worth reading the subtitles for that movie. Most of these movies, I'm realizing, are like rated R, so if you're underage, get parents' permission first. Let's talk about some movies that aren't rated R. Moonrise Kingdom, that's PG-13. Moonrise Kingdom is delightful. It's such a quirky love story. Two kids who they don't have friends, but they have each other, and they run away. It's really sweet. Check it out. It's very funny. Fantastic Mr. Fox. That was the movie that kind of started this discussion this morning. The Fantastic Mr. Fox, PG. It's super duper good. It's stop motion animation. It's great. It's great. I mean, I love Roald Dahl, and I love Wes Anderson. And so for Wes Anderson to take a Roald Dahl story and turn it into a movie makes me just all kinds of happy. He did the same thing with the Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. That's on Netflix. That's like 40 minutes. Watch that. Watch it. It's so good. It's so much fun to watch. Speaking of Wes Anderson, I would recommend every single one of Wes Anderson's movies. I have not seen The French Dispatch. That's one I haven't seen yet. It's been out for years. I haven't seen it yet. So my favorite Wes Anderson films: The Royal Tenenbaums, Rushmore, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, which a lot of people didn't like. I loved it. That one hit me in a different place than most people. And then the one that you really can't go wrong with, The Grand Budapest Hotel. It's incredible. So check those out. What else? I am not getting any closer to my 4 in a row here. What else? I don't... Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. They were going to do a whole series of those, and then I think realized, I think people are good. I think people got what they wanted out of this. I think I agree. I think a series would have been too many, would have been just too much. That's a great movie. I love it. It's I'm terrified of water. So the idea of a bunch of people out in the middle of the ocean where there's no land within sight, and this is it. This is it. And back then, most sailors, they couldn't swim. Swimming wasn't a thing. Like, there weren't swimming pools. I mean, there were, but people didn't have access to them unless you were really rich. And so these sailors were just going out to sea, hoping to God they didn't fall off the boat, because that was it. It's terrifying, but it was also, they had a sense of duty, and it's endearing, but man, it's terrifying. But the movie is awesome. Russell Crowe's Captain Jack Aubrey. And speaking of Captain Jack, let's talk about Pirates of the Caribbean. That first movie was so much fun when it came out, and then they just kept making more of them, and they kept getting worse. I'm sorry if you disagree with me, but they really did. They really did get worse. At some point, they were, maybe I'm mistaken, but were they towing a bank down a cobbled street in the Caribbean? I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention to that movie because it was awful. And so the first one was great. Then you can stop. Feel free to walk away. Let's see. What else? What else do we have? Of course, there's Lord of the Rings. Highly recommended that. That's a comfort movie for me. That's a mashed potatoes movie. Let's see if we can get this hole in one here. Nope. And let's see, what other guilty pleasure movies do I have? Well, obviously there's Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. Those are a lot of fun. Some of the best animated movies ever. Speaking of best animated movies ever, Megamind is terrific. One of my all-time favorite sight gags in a movie is when Megamind is hiding in the invisible car, and Titan rips the door off, and he looks up and he sees Megamind clinging to the other side of the door. And then Megamind kind of laughs nervously and then reaches out and locks the door. That's such a great joke, because that is not a time for a joke. But they're like, you know what? We've got time for a joke. Speaking of jokes and animated movies, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Listen, if you were a kid, if you were like a little itty bitty when that movie came out and you just were like, pretty colors, watch that movie now. As an older person, as a young adult, as a whoever, watch that movie It is so funny. Like they packed so many jokes into that movie. It's just nonstop. You could watch that movie 3 times in a row and still not get everything. I mean, there's just so much. Let's see if I can do this. Nope. It was close. Almost. That movie has more like jokes per minute than any movie I can think of. It Not every joke hits hard, but there's so many jokes. There's plenty of jokes for everybody. So let's talk about movies that maybe people have never seen or heard of, that I still think deserve their attention. If you like really quirky, divisive love stories that oh hello that kind of deal with mental health, Benny and June. I've already mentioned that. I highly recommend Benny and June. But there's a movie that came out way back in the day, back in the 70s, called Harold and Maude. It is incredible. Harold is one of my favorite protagonists in a movie. And he's so real and so relatable. It's painful to watch and to just, but it's glorious. Just it's very funny, very sweet, very sad. It's a really, really terrific movie. Check it out, Harold and Maude. What else? What else we got? Jaws. Watch Jaws. Jaws is a genuinely good movie. Worth the hype that people give it. Are you writing these down? Somebody should write these down. Oh my goodness. Trainspotting. How about that? That'll ruin your day. Trainspotting is a great movie. Another one of those better than the book movies. The book, I didn't care for the book. The book was sort of a vignette of like junkies, unlikable people and their day-to-day life. The movie sort of hints at hope. And sometimes that's all I need. Just give me a hint of hope. Other movies. Fight Club is great. Don't watch that with your parents. Tron. If you like old campy sci-fi, Tron is fun. That was the first movie I ever saw in the theaters. It's a Disney movie, so it's on Disney Plus. What else? I'm looking around. I don't know why I'm looking around. There are no movies within view of me. This isn't going well. I need to focus and buckle up or down. One of the two. Okay, you know what? Those are my movie recommendations. Brecken, that's for you. Okay, boom. There we go. A hole in 2. Let's do this. This is going to be a nice, easy one. One bounce and in. Nope, just right over. Okay, poop. My wife, her recommendations. I'm going to speak on her behalf. She would say Pride and Prejudice. She loves Pride and Prejudice. And she likes Twilight. I know. I was just talking about how lucky I am. Let me just say, she has so many good points that I have to look past the bad. I have to. And one of those bad points is Twilight. She loves Twilight. Okay, whatever. It's fine. You're allowed to like your thing, okay? Look at that. Hole in 1. Way to go. Good job. High five up top. I'm so proud of me. All right. This is the second hole in 1. You guys are going to be really impressed. You're going to be like, how did he even know? How did he know, like, before he even hit? Well, it's because I'm just that good. Holy cannoli. Look at that teeny tiny little hole. Oh, well, and also, I realize how that sounded. Super awkward. Everything's embarrassing. I'm going to blame the numbing agent that still has my lip feeling like it weighs 8 pounds. Blah, blah. Can I whistle yet? Wow, it got worse. Nope. Yep. Okay. This would have been a hole in 1 if I had focused and buckled down, but instead, it went right over the top. I was kind of hoping I'd be wrong on that one. Oh, well. Let's see. What else? What other? I know there's some Good grief. How did I miss that so terribly? Other movies that are so good. People will say, oh, how are you going to skip Shawshank Redemption? Well, you know what? Shawshank Redemption is fine. it is a great movie, but other people are going to tell you to watch that. I'm trying to think of movies that no one is going to tell you to watch, you know? Some people are going to say, what about Braveheart? Okay, that's fine. What about The Patriot? No, Patriot was terrible. The Patriot was a bad movie. You guys, it was a bad movie. And you're going to say, how dare you? How dare you say that was it was a bad movie. I don't care if it was all about the Revolutionary War and America being amazing and awesome. It was just a bad movie. We're just not going to even discuss it. Other bad movies that nobody wants to talk about. Scarface. It's not a great movie. It's not. He rose from nothing to like overpowered drug kingpin guy, whatever, snorts a bunch of cocaine and he gets shot. It's not a good movie. Like, there's nobody in that movie to root for. I don't want him to do well. I don't want him to win. He's bringing a ton of drugs into the United States. That's not good. He's not a good guy. I'm biting the inside of my lip to ribbons right now. That's how angry I am about Al Pacino snorting cocaine. It's a hole in one. I'll take it, but still. My lip doesn't hurt, but I'm self-aware enough to know that it should, and that is upsetting. Off the thing. Bounce again. Roll back into the thing. That's 2, I think. It's snowing outside, you guys. And this is not going to be 3. I went too hard. Dog blog it. There should be a dog blog. I'm sure there is. I shouldn't have said that. That was dumb. You ever say a thing that isn't a thing, and then suddenly you're like, I'm embarrassed that I said it? Like, dog blog. There's nothing embarrassing about that. Except my brain thought it, passed it to my mouth. It went through a lot of stages. And at no point in time did any part of my brain or mouth say, don't say that. Nope. It was just, yeah, let it happen. Oh, boy. You know what I hate in a movie? Dogs. Yeah. I don't like when there are dogs in movies. I never thought about that before, but I don't like when there are dogs in movies. No. Marley and Me? I'm not going to watch that movie. Beethoven? Don't need it. Nope. It just seems like it seems too much of a decision. Like having a dog on set is got to be a huge pain. Trying to get that dog to do what it's supposed to do, huge pain in the butt. Here's a hole in one for you. So when you put that dog, when the director's like, we need a dog in this movie, oh, come on. What he's saying is, I don't have enough faith in the characters, in the actors, to get people on board. So I need to jockey for emotion. I need to trick people into liking the movie, so I'm going to put a dog in it. That will make people like them. I don't like it. Make your actors do better. There, I said it. Now, if it's a plot point, whatever, that's fine. I get it. There had to be a dog in Marley and Me. Otherwise, it would just be me. Nobody wants to watch that. Just Owen Wilson walking around. No, we're not interested. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, you guys. My life is falling apart around me. What movies would you recommend? I'm not going to take those recommendations because, as I've already stated, I'm kind of a monster and I don't care what movies you want me to watch. I'm not going to do it. Oh, boy. The Blues Brothers. That was a good movie. Let's talk about musicals. I didn't even touch musicals. Hamilton, obviously, is incredible. The Blues Brothers, some people will say, that's not a musical. Really? It's not a musical? People spontaneously burst out into song. Yeah, it's a musical. Just because it's rated R and they cuss and stuff doesn't make it not a musical. Moulin Rouge. I really liked Moulin Rouge, but here's the thing. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't know if it holds up. I just remember being just amazed by Ewan McGregor's singing voice. It was so bold and it was incredible. In fact, that song, Come What May, that was the song my wife and I danced to at our wedding reception. We were going to dance to the Ramones' Baby I Love You, which I regret not doing. That would have been a much better, much more timeless kind of song than, Moulin Rouge. But for whatever reason, we did that. I don't know. Anyway, documentaries. Let's talk about some documentaries. The Bones Brigade. It's about like the early days of skateboarding. Tony Hawk and Steve Caballero and all those guys. Rodney Mullen, like just these incredible, these young kids who had no idea what they were doing, and they started a craze. They became the face of an entire sport. Even when skateboarding collapsed and it looked like it was dead, they just kept doing it. They just kept skating because they're like, well, we're kids and this is what we love to do, and they somehow kept it going. It's really a great documentary. Oh, a hole in one. So I recommend that. The Devil and Daniel Johnston is another really sad documentary about a tortured genius. Watch that. That's really good. There's others. I can't think of them right now. I don't have them in front of me, not off the top of my head. Westerns. Tombstone. Obviously, Tombstone is terrific. Watch Tombstone. But one that people forget about all the time is Maverick. Maverick is very funny. It's very fun. It's about, I don't know if it's a Western exactly. It happens in the Old West. There's horses. There's Native Americans. There's people in cowboy hats. But it's mostly about poker. And it's silly and fun. It's a nice, you don't have to think about it. Speaking of movies that you don't have to think about, if you're going to think, don't even watch this movie. Hot Rod. Hot Rod is a ridiculous movie that makes me laugh every single time I watch it. It's very funny, very ridiculous. Andy Samberg as a stuntman, or, he thinks he's a stuntman. It's so good. From the very first scene, it makes me laugh. Oh, is this a hole in one? Did we get it? Come on. You gotta be kidding me. I thought that was going in. This is painful. This is worse than the last one. I'm so much farther away. Other than that little scare we had at the beginning of the video, which we all thought was going to happen. I don't think, which is evident to all of you, I don't think it's going to work. The Jerk. That's a very funny one. We talked about The Jerk. It's really, really funny. Steve Martin, Navin R. Johnson. He's just an idiot, but he's endearing. He's lovable, so we like him. Dumb and Dumber kind of took notes from that, but they didn't do it as well. Because the problem is your characters aren't likable. Harry and Lloyd, they're not likable. Not like Navin Johnson is. So Dumb and Dumber, yeah, more people have heard of it. It got a prequel, it got a sequel, which neither were very good. It's okay, it's whatever. Let's talk about Christmas movies. I love Christmas movies. Best Christmas movie ever, Muppet Christmas Carol. And then, let's see, there's Elf. Elf is always, people love Elf. Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Four Christmases, that one's actually really funny. 8-Bit Christmas is good. It's a really fun movie. That one's going to be one of those, like, hey, hole in one. One of those movies that sneakily becomes a classic that people are like, how have I never heard of this? It's Neil Patrick Harris telling his daughter about the Christmas that he really desperately wanted a Nintendo entertainment system. And that's what NES stands for, not NEC. I'm stupid. It's very funny. It's very, a lot of nostalgia. It's very heartwarming. It's really good. Steve Zahn and June Diane Raphael play his parents. They're hilarious. They're so funny. Hole in one. His sister, the girl who plays his little sister, I don't know who she is, but she's hilarious. What? I'm so disappointed in myself. Yeah, look at that. Should have been a hole in one. No, but this one wouldn't have been. So, 8-Bit Christmas is very funny. There's a lot of Christmas movies I have not seen. Oh, Klaus on Netflix. Klaus on Netflix is so good. It will make you cry. Jason Schwartzman plays the son of like the postmaster general, and he's so unlikable. And he gets sent off to start a post office in some horrible little town, and it's very funny. It's it's awesome. So definitely check out Klaus. The Santa Claus is okay. A lot of people are gonna smack me upside the head for not including it, but I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And Die Hard, whether or not it's a Christmas movie, it's a great action movie. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe what the heck? I don't know if it deserves to be a Christmas movie. You could literally, with just a handful of rewrites, make it not a Christmas movie at all. You wouldn't even have to mention Christmas. All right, my lip is starting to burn. Let's try to whistle. Okay, I'm getting a little action, but not much. So, are we gonna go in? Hey, we made. No, that was two. How was that two? Oh, because I forgot. I took a pause to whistle. I'm dumb. I'm just gonna list movies that are good, if that's okay with you. 310 to Yuma. I don't remember much of it. I just remember liking it a lot. 310 to Yuma was good because we remember earlier when we were talking about westerns. I decided to go back to that. Oh, look at that. That was two, right? That's two. Somebody correct me. I'm gonna go with it because if this is number 3, which it's not, but if it was, I was gonna just carry on to number 4. Crap. I'm bad at this. Gently down the slope. Don't bounce over the... Dang it, you did it! Okay. Oh. You know what? Jojo Rabbit. Let's talk about Jojo Rabbit for a minute. I love that movie. I'm a little bit kind of over Taika Waititi at the moment because he seems like he's like Love and Thunder suggested that he was kind of like a little too into himself, like kind of a I can do no wrong kind of attitude, and he did wrong. He did wrong with Love and Thunder. But I really think Jojo Rabbit is one of those movies that is better than the director meant for it to be. It's incredible. Check it out. Just check it out. Watch the trailer for it, and you'll know whether or not it's your type of movie. If you watch the trailer and you go, I don't know about that, then don't. Absolutely don't. You won't like it. Hole in one. But if you watch the trailer and you think, it looks really good, but I'll bet they just showed you all the best parts. No, they did not. They showed you some great parts, but it's a terrific movie. Sam Rockwell is so good in that movie. The first time I ever saw Sam Rockwell, it was in a movie back in the 90s called Box of Moonlight. And I think I knew right then and there that Sam Rockwell was going to be incredible. I think I knew that he was going to be a big deal. And it's funny, if you watch Iron Man 2, Iron Man 2 is a pretty mid superhero movie. But you cannot tell me that Justin Hammer isn't incredible. He is so gross. Like, he's so just icky. And Sam Rockwell, like, he has no ego when he goes into a thing like that. You have so many actors who are like, look, my character, at least let him get in one good punch. Let him look cool. No, at no point in time does Justin Hammer look cool. He does not. No, he is miserable. He's such a pathetic, like, embarrassing character. He's incredible. Sam Rockwell did such a good job with that character. Sam he's great. He's great. He did a movie called Moon, and I wish I remembered more about that movie because I remember liking it a lot. That was a hole in one, by the way. This one's not. I remember liking that movie, and I don't remember much. But everyone else is like, oh yeah, Moon ends up on so many people's list of, watch this movie. What other movies? All of the Mad Max movies are good, but I'm going to say this is one of the rare series that gets better with every installment. Mad Max, the Road Warrior is what it was called. Wait, was it? No, that was the second one. Mad Max was meh. It was meh. It was kind of hard to follow. It was a little bit of a campy revenge action movie. The Road Warrior, the sequel, was good. Was real good. It picks up a while later, and it was full of quirky, interesting characters. Thunderdome, I loved Thunderdome. A lot of people will tell me that one was the worst one. Tina Turner, oh, he's a raggedy man. That's what she says. She calls him a raggedy man. Oh, I love it. And then Fury Road. Good Lord, Fury Road it left all the others in the dust. Some folks hated it. They just hated it. But man, I loved it. It was a beautiful movie. So good to watch. So good to look at. When they released the black and white version, it was the chromes. I don't remember what it was called. It was. I thought, but it's so vibrant. Why are you taking all the color out of this movie that is so vibrant and alive? And they did it, and it's so crisp and it's so clean, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, Fury Road is really good. Just a fun movie. Just a fun movie to look at. Oh, let's see. I really would like to go back in time to when I thought getting 4 in a row was a good idea. Here's the thing. If I don't get a hole in one in the next 3 holes, I'm done. Okay? I'm going to have to... Oh, I thought that was going in. If I don't... And that's how we're going to do. Okay? So this is 1. Ugh. Now it's not even fun. Now I'm just ready to move on to the next one. Oh. You know what movie got all sorts of, bad press? Waterworld. Waterworld wasn't bad. Jack Black was in that movie, believe it or not. Nobody remembers that, but yeah, he was in that movie. He was in an airplane, and he got harpooned, and he was trying to shoot the rope, and anyway, it didn't work out well for him. He dies. This is number 2. If I don't get a hole in one on the next one, I'm gonna have to wrap up the video because I got just enough lip life left to try to eat lunch. The whistle's coming in nicely. All right, hole in one or I'm done. Hole in done. Oh, that's too bad. I had high hopes. Like that rubber tree plant, the ant with the rubber tree plant. I don't get that song. I don't understand how that works. Anyway, all right. This is it. This is where I'm going to stop. No, I'm not. I don't want to start the next one on this hole. What? This horrible hole. Good grief. I picked a bad time to stop in the middle of a word. I didn't say what you think I said. I didn't. I would never in a million years. That's awful. I gotta plan things better, apparently. Oh, numb lips and words that with bad first syllables. Oh boy. I'm tired. This is the second one of these long videos that I've done where I just talk the whole time. Does my voice sound tired? My voice is tired. Ah, no! Oh. And guess what? I got a whole day ahead of me with this numb face. I got to go drive my elementary route, then I drive my high school route, and then I got to go drive a middle school route. I got to picking up an extra route tonight, which is nice, a little extra money. And then we are going to this thing at church where I have to like be nice and talk to people. I'm tired. I worked too hard today, by which I mean these videos. Oh, look at that. All right. All right. That'll be... That's such an easy one. Such an easy... I'm going to go for it. Such an easy hole-in-one. And does this reset? Does it? It has to reset. Okay, we've reset. We're going to keep going. All right, one. Nope. Dang it. Should have stopped. It should have stopped. Criminy. Oh, boop-a-doo. Anyway. Other movies. I don't want to talk about movies anymore. Let's talk about music. Punk rock. Just listen to punk rock forever and only. That's all you need in your life is punk rock. And maybe like Van Morrison. Punk rock and Van Morrison, and you're good. You're good to go. You know, you're covered. You got it all. You know, is this look at that hole in one. I've reset. I got to start over. All right. Can I get it? Can I get this one? I think this one looks promising. Up and no, it's going to bounce over. Dang it. And then it's going to fall and go off the yep. I had hopes. I thought I could do that when I got overzealous, and you guys, I'm sorry. I feel like I've let you down. I know I've let me down. There we go. There we go. Oh, a little bit higher, and I probably would have had momentum to get a hole in one. Oh, that was embarrassing. There was the chip shot that never... Good grief, what is wrong with me? Lots. There's lots wrong with me. And I'm bouncing over again. All right, that's number 2. Okay, we're going to go hard. We're going to bounce off the slope on the far side, and then we're going to come back. And we're going to bounce. Nope, right in. Great. Good job. Proud of me. Oh, this is tricky shot. Can I do it? No, I sure can't. Okay, that's number 3. That's number 3. Missed the... Yep, I think I'll finish this hole, and then we'll be done. We'll just have to beat... Will I make it? Will it go over? Oh, it went right in. Good, good, good. Sometimes that hole is a little close to the edge. Anyway. But that's so easy. I got to go for it. It's so easy. Up and then down gently. No, you're going too fast. Oh, good. Whew. Okay. Should have stopped when I had the chance. Oh, well. Daddy Daycare. Let me tell you. Daddy Daycare was a pretty popular movie when we decided to open our daycare. So when I quit my job at the factory and told everybody we're opening a daycare, they said, oh, it's going to be like Daddy Daycare. I hadn't seen the movie, but I resented it, you know, because all the people who were saying it were kind of like doofuses, you know, like it was like, that's it. That's the scope of your imagination. This is going to be impossible to get around. I'm going to have to go backwards so I can go over the thing. I hate it when they do that. They make it absolutely, completely impossible to even hope for a hole in one. So anyway, Daddy Daycare, it was fine. Steve Zahn, again, Steve Zahn kind of saved that movie. He was Marvin. He was, you know, the goofy, doofy one. You know another good Steve Zahn movie, and this is Jack Black as well, was Saving Silverman. That's a funny movie. That got very little attention. It was corny and stupid, but had a lot of great moments. Jack Black really, really, like, he was so funny in that. That's the movie that my wife and I quote all the time. If you get the nachos stuck together, it's one nacho. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great movie. Oh, that was a clean shot. I'm very pleased with that. I know it wasn't a hole in one, but it was still real nice. Oh, over. Okay. So this is, I think, this is number 3 now, isn't it? So I should definitely stop after this one. But we know how they get me. They reel me back in with the easy hole-in-one. Oh, look how easy that is! It's so easy. And I still screwed it up. Flipping, flapping, stupid. Yeah. I'm just angry. I'm disappointed with myself, because it was an easy one. It was supposed to be an easy one, and I screwed it up twice. I hope I am not disappointing you guys. Now, this one I'm going to stop. I don't want to come back to this one. I don't want this to be the first one and the next one. I don't want to start out hopeless. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to, because I look at that and I think there's no way I can make it. And I was right. There was no way I could make it. Ugh. Almost another one of those clean shots. So anyway, all right. That's got to be it. I got to be done. I can't go for the next one. Even if it's looks so easy though. It's so easy. Oh, it was easy, and I messed it up. I'm so good at messing things up. Okay, that's it. That's it. No more nothing. No more excuses. Look at that. That's awful. That's awful. But I'm still going to get it in a hole-in-one. Look, nope. And apparently I'm not ready to quit. I'm hoping, even though I have Do Not Disturb turned on, I hope my alarm will sound. Because I really don't want to. I can't be late for work. That's real bad. So many people would be disappointed in me. Even more than you guys are. Yeah. This is painful. And you know that very well because you're sitting here watching it with me. Oh, that's an easy one. I'm just going to plop it right in to that big ravine where nothing happens. Oh, there we go. Nice. No chance. No chance. No, there was never a chance. Never a chance. But again, I'm glad. I don't want to start the next video on that hole. I mean, who wants to do that? That's awful. There we are. 4 is not bad for such a nightmare as that. I'm going to bounce it off the back side, and it's going to dribble right in. Look at this. Hole-in-one. And I've reset my counter. Look at me. I'm great. I'm wonderful. I'm fantastic and handsome. Over the thing and down in the stuff and off the wall and into the cup. That's 2. Look at me. I'm so glad I didn't give up. You guys, flip. All right, we're going to try. We're going to try. Nope, not even close. I wish there was like a power-up. You know what I mean? That would have been neat. Then I could like hit it a little bit harder. At least, or a little less hard. Yeah. There was this game that used to come standard on computers. Now, some of you may not even know this, but there used to be like a subroutine kind of menu that you could access on your computer. You had to know kind of how to do it. It's called QBasic. And that used to be how all computer programs were written. And you could access this menu, this sort of hidden menu on your computer, and there were these games that were hidden on your computer, and you had to know how to access them through QBasic. There was like Prince of Persia, and there was this one called Gorillas or Bananas or something like that. Anyway, the point was you were a gorilla standing on top of a building in the city, and you had a banana, and it was a nuclear banana, and there was another gorilla standing on a different building, and you had to punch in like an angle and a velocity, and you would throw this banana at that angle, at that velocity, and if you hit, like, wherever the banana landed, it, like, left a little crater, like a little, and it chewed up part of the building. And you were trying to hit the other gorilla, and he was trying to hit you. And I loved that game. Like, that was such a fun game. And I wish I could find that game today. It's like, the frag game where you have to throw the little grenade and, hole in one, we reset. It was kind of like that, but somehow it made you felt smarter because you had to actually type in the number Oh, that was so good. That was so close. You had to actually type in the numbers, the velocity and the angle, and it it made you feel smart, even though you were just a gorilla throwing a banana. It didn't take much to make me feel smart. It really didn't. Like that this game makes me feel a little bit smart. Also makes me feel really dumb. Most things make me feel dumb. Anyway. Why am I still playing? Why are you still watching? Am I stressing anybody out? I'm stressing me out. Okay. Okay. I think, this is 2 of 3 that I've missed. Okay, so the next hole, if I don't make a hole in one, will be my last one, okay? And I really do need to wrap this up because there's some things I got to do before I go to work. Look at that. It's probably going to be a hole in one. No! Oh, crap. That would have been that was such an easy one. And I screwed it up. I'm embarrassed, you guys. I'm embarrassed. What a letdown. Okay, this one, I'm not going to go again. I'm going to be done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you sticking around and watching these videos. Makes me feel all sorts of warm and cozy inside. I love you. You're amazing. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.